Welcome back to GCTV, and without a shadow of a doubt, the Prague Lions are the best team of the night. The only double clear, thanks to Brian Mowgry and Peter de Vos, that now put the Lions, who continue their hunt for a GCL Super Cup semi-final spot, alive by putting themselves in a really strong position for the second round. Let's take a look and show you what took place for the Prague Lions today, because Brian Mowgry, this talented young man who we've spoken a lot about in the build-up to this season in particular, all of a sudden now coming out and delivering a very, very solid clear. Now, arguably perhaps an even better clear based on the age of horse, a 9-year-old Naskar and Peter de Vos delivering a crucial clear as well to put them on an overnight score of double clear and a #1 ranking as well. Let's go to Shanghai Swans now and find out exactly how they performed and exactly how they were able to then keep themselves in the running. Shanghai Swans were early to come through after the break and found themselves in a very strong position. The Shanghai Swans, a clear from Christian Ullmann, followed by a 4 from Max Kuhner, kept the team on an overnight score of 4. Let's not forget, Christian Ullmann, your LGCT Grand Prix winner from Hamburg just a week ago. So showing good momentum and keeping all of that form alive. Christian Ullmann now putting together really strong performances. They are one of many teams on a score of 4. Rome Gladiators, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, and Miami Celtics, all on a score of 4. Let's show you one of those other teams, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. They too delivered a score of 4. They were the very first team to come out the gate. Lily Atwood with a fault on fence 2, a very early fault for Lily Atwood, and she then was able to keep the round together, keep her score on 4, and make sure that she then stayed on that score. Nicola Philipparts on Moya van der Bishop then followed, and he delivered the first clear of the afternoon, keeping the Stockholm Hearts on an overnight score of 4. As I mentioned, one of many teams that find themselves on a score of 4. Shanghai, Rome, Stockholm, and Miami all will be just a single rail behind Prague Lions going into the second round. We caught up with Nicola Philipparts, I beg your pardon, to get some reaction to the Stockholm Hearts' round.
I think we started very well. I think Lily was very unfortunate. She had #2 down. The horse jumped great. And then Moya jumped very good as well. She's been jumping good lately, and hopefully Saturday we can have a good day again.
Your first clear, what do you think of that?
Well, I think the round, everything goes quite quick, but I think for sure there's going to come a few clear rounds. I just think it was very important that the team has a good result, and I think we have quite a good result today, and now we can build up for Saturday.
What can you tell us about the course?
Well, everything comes quite quick here in the course, but it's a very nice course. I think the course designer did a good job again, and I'm happy to be back in Cannes. It's been a few years, and it's a fantastic show.
Did riding under the lights affect you at all?
Well, I was lucky that Moya, she jumped already a few times under the lights, so normally she jumps quite good under it, so that's also why I put it tonight. I think it's a bit, every horse is different, and some like it and some don't really like it, but I think every good horse also jumps good under the lights.
What can we expect from the Hearts on Saturday?
Well, we see a little bit, we make a little bit the plan. Olivier is also here with Legend of Love, so we try to make a good plan and try to come as strong as possible on Saturday at the start.
The Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, need to try and bounce back after disappointment in Hamburg a week ago, but they do still find themselves very much in the hunt for that top 4 conversation, and still very much in the hunt as well for championship contenders. They were just 10 points behind the Berlin Eagles on the overall championship standings. Now, the team just below them are the Hamburg Giants. Now, they were eliminated in the previous round, round 6, their home event. They made some significant changes, bringing in Simon de Lestre and Jud Freeling for this round. And unfortunately for the Hamburg Giants, this championship hunt that we see them on in the last few weeks is starting to fall apart very quickly, because 4 became 8, became 12, all too quickly for Simon de Lestre, putting the team under significant pressure. He eventually finished on a score of 12. Jud Freeling then followed and put on a score of 4. It takes the team to 16 overall. And at 16 overall, you can only imagine that come the second round of Global Champions League on Saturday, that life will be very, very difficult for them to try and move themselves further up the overall championship standings. Now, Berlin Eagles, your log leaders, your championship leaders. What took place with them today? No Ludger Bierbaum, no Miller. Owen McMahon coming in for the team today on Chakra. He jumped clear but had 2 time faults to take him to a score of 2, and Christian Kukuc taking fence 2 down as well, much like Lily Atwood as well on checkup. It was an early fault for him, but he regathered his round, stayed on 4 and kept the Berlin Eagles on an overnight score of 6. Now, I believe that Christian Kukuc is standing by for us. Let's hear from the Berlin Eagles man. Christian, thank you for making time for us today. Talk to us about how you feel on an overnight score of 6.
Yes, good evening. To be honest, I feel a little bit disappointed with my 4 points, because when I see the results now, if I could make a clear round, we would have 2 points and would have been second, and definitely would look better than 8 after the first round. And actually, I had a very stupid fault on number 3. Just the concentration was maybe not high enough in that moment, and that annoys me a little bit. But okay, anyway, first round is done. I think it's quite close together. Only one team with clear and all the rest on 4, 5 and 6. So we are actually not even a fault away from the podium. So definitely there's a round more to go on Saturday, and hopefully it will work better for us then.
So much was spoken about the course, Christian, about the shape, it being a square with the slope, the apartments, the floodlights under night. Did you find it difficult? Do you feel as a team, do you think that the arena has been difficult for all 16 teams today? How would you rate it?
Yes, I would say difficult enough. Also, when we look at the results of the teams, I would say especially in the second half of the teams, there were not so many clear rounds anymore. So we could see a lot of faults there going to the end of the teams. And to be honest, I think that also is an effect of the flat light. So far we did not really have it this year. So it's quite new for the horses. Most of them probably did it the first time this year. And I think you could see that they were still just a little bit, I would say maybe a little bit excited or not concentrated like they would have been normally. But they should get better over the days.
And Christian, finally, from a championship point of view, Hamburg Giants, of course, having a very tough day today, Simon de Lestre in particular, but the teams around you on the overall standing, Stockholm Hearts and, of course, Madrid Emotion as well, they are very close to you. Does that give you confidence that even if you maybe don't podium this weekend, from a championship point of view, the Berlin Eagles can still come out of this weekend as winners?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's so close together now. They're the first 10 teams, so everything is possible on Saturday. Also for us, we still can go out as, like you said, as the winner of the teams and of the championship leader group there. So yeah, nothing is over. Fingers crossed for Saturday, and then where we see where we can go.
Kukuc, thank you very much. Berlin Eagles will come out on Super Saturday on a score of 6, thanks to 2 time faults from Owen McMahon and Christian Kukuc having 1 rail down. Disappointed, he says, but from a championship point of view, Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, are just on 4. Madrid Emotion, another team, on 4. So they are just 2 behind their 2 closest championship rivals, when you bear in mind the fact that the Hamburg Giants have an overnight score of 16. So even if the Berlin Eagles maybe don't make it all the way up, they could well still be a big winner from the weekend based on how Stockholm and Madrid do in the second round. Now, Madrid Emotion, speaking of championship contenders, a season debut for Erik van der Vleuten, coming out on Dreamland and delivering a dream start to the season, a clear for him. Bovel Z and Michael van der Vleuten, not so lucky at having a fault on 5A in the combination. He kept that score on 4. He kept Madrid in motion on 4. And that then keeps them very much in the running as well. As Christian Kukuc pointed out earlier on, it is very tight. Prague Lions, the only team on double clear. Then on scores of 4, Shanghai on 4. Stockholm on 4. Madrid Emotion, Rome Gladiators on 4. So it is incredibly tight. Olivier Robert was a man that we always enjoy coming out. We always enjoy seeing Olivier Robert make his way into the ring. And again, with a 9-year-old today, we question whether or not the inexperience of these younger horses was going to be a challenge. Was it bad planning? He tried to add strides. He tried to go wide, thinking that he might outsmart Uliano Vizzani. And I'm afraid for Olivier Robert, who then had a time fault, and, I beg your pardon, landed up picking up 5 time faults. His approach did not work. A rail did not fall, but 5 time faults going down means that it was perhaps not the smartest plan from the Frenchman. GCTV caught up with Olivier Robert to find out how he felt about his round.
Well, I was riding my 9 years old, and at the end, I feel so stupid to have 5 time faults with the new rules, 1 second, 1 point, and okay. I think for the future, that's something super. Iglesias is a wonderful horse, and at the end, I feel stupid because Daniel is clean and perfect ride, like always. Let's see on Saturday.
What made you feel stupid? What could have you done else?
Because that was not my plan. I was supposed to turn to go to jump the triple inside, and I didn't. I was so scared, like a children. To the European Championship. So at the end, I'm happy. But when you ride in a team, you don't have to take 5 time faults. So well.
Why did you change the plan?
Scared. I think scared. I was scared, and not so many clean rounds this year for me. And I think this is why.
What scared you?
Well, when you ride in a team, it's very important to be clear. And I had 1 down in Madrid the first day, and stupid 1 down, and in Doha the same. And well, so you try to be clean. And
So the new time fault rule of 2022 really catching Olivier Robert out tonight. 5 time faults for him. And as he says, blaming it completely on fear. The pressure of wanting and needing to deliver clears for your team, perhaps getting the better of the Frenchman, a 2-time LGCT Grand Prix winner in 2021. We've yet to see that form replicate itself in the 2022 season. Now, Falcons United, your winners in Hamburg just a week ago, made 2 changes. No Marco Seining, no John Whittaker. Edwina Tops-Alexander coming in alongside Laura Kraut. Edwina Tops-Alexander, the first of the 2 riders to come out on fellow Castlefield. And what we thought may well remain a 4 quickly became 8 and quickly became 12, putting serious pressure on the defending champions. Credit to Laura Kraut and on Calgary Tame coming home on a score of clear, keeping Falconsvaart on 12, but despite the clear of Laura Kraut, it does still put pressure on the defending champions. They now find themselves way, way down the current standings. And with Hamburg Giants on 16, arguably the only team that's there and thereabouts alongside them, it does not spell well for Falconsvaart United. Now, Paris Panthers, a lot of excitement around Ben Meyer and Celtic HB, of course, coming through to the competition. But first, we start with Harry Smolders and Monaco on his 13-year-old babe, doing what Harry Smolders does very well, and that is deliver clear rounds. That then opened the pathway, opened the doorway for Ben Meyer and Celtic HB, who has always been clear in round 1 thus far. And drama as we saw a refusal here on the fence. Credit to Ben Meyer and credit to Celtic HB, though. Despite it, he was able to turn around and still only come home on a score of 7. Many other riders perhaps would have seen that score of 7 be far, far higher. So credit must go to Ben Meyer and to Celtic HB for keeping their cool, keeping their calm, and keeping their score to 7. But there is no denying that after the clear of Harry Smolders and what looked to be an outstanding round thus far from Ben Meyer, they will be very frustrated with an overnight score of 7. That now all of a sudden makes them feel as if they perhaps are far further down than what they would have liked to have been at the end of round 1. Now, Miami Celtics welcome back Jessica Springsteen, who now made her season debut in 2022. She then delivered a clear on her seasonal debut, an outstanding return for the American, putting her team in a really strong position. And unfortunately for Anthony Condon, who then followed, he was unable to keep that score on a clear, as he then followed Jessica Springsteen and made a score of 4. Just a single rail going down for the Irishman in that combination. But again, despite a somewhat early fault, He's able to bring it back and keep his score on 4, although there was still a shake of the head, understandably, from the Miami Celtics man, who would have been frustrated to not able to bring his team through on a double clear. We caught up with Anthony Condon after his round. Here are his thoughts.
I'm a bit annoyed with myself, actually. Horse jumped great. He had a little bit of a right drift after the water trade onto the double, which sort of sent me a bit wide, and I ended up making an extra stride, which wasn't the plan. But I just had to react to what was happening. Like I said, Jesse had a great round. If I could have, fixed that problem, then we would have been in a right good position.
What exactly make you that disappointed?
Because I think I could have corrected it a bit earlier. I don't know, to be honest. I just reacted to what was happening, but just maybe a fraction late, and then ended up just too close. And it was very hard for him to jump it from where I was. But like I said, the rest, he was very good. I was very happy with the rest.
So you're blaming it on yourself?
Yeah, totally myself. Yeah. No, the horse was great. And, it's a lot different from the last couple of weeks. A smaller arena here. We've been in big grass arenas. This is a lot different, and he coped with it really well. I just need to sort myself out now.
What's the plan for Saturday?
I think same plan, but we try and jump 2 clear rounds, hopefully.
So Anthony Condon describing it as a rider fault, no doubt, according to him, getting too close and all of a sudden not being able to get over that line. And now Anthony Condon comes home in 4. The Miami Celtics still very much in the mix on a score of 4. There is a handful of teams on an overnight score of 4. Let's bring up the tables and show you just how close things are in Cannes following GCL round 1. As we mentioned, Prague Lions, the only team on double clear. And then Swans, Gladiators, Hearts and Celtics, as well as Madrid in Motion, all on scores of 4. Then for Saint-Tropez Pirates, those 5 time faults from Olivier Robert. For Berlin Eagles, time faults as well coming into the mix for them. Then we show you the bottom half of the table. That's 7 from Ben Mayer and Celtic HB. Can Stars on 9, but Valkendorf United on 12. Hamburg Giants on 16. It does not make for very good viewing for the defending champions and for the team in 2022 that are still trying to stay in the championship hunt. But as it looks now, Madrid in Motion, Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M and Berlin Eagles might well go on to make themselves a new top 3 come the end of the weekend. But that will all then be decided on Saturday night as we then bring Super Saturday to you. Round 2 of the Global Champions League and the LGCT Grand Prix of Cannes to come. Please make sure you catch Team Talk tomorrow on GCTV. That will be available for you, and make sure you catch that and more exciting content available for you before we return for Super Saturday. We'll see you then for Global Champions League and LGCT Grand Prix as well. Be with us here on GCTV. See you then. Bye-bye.